Hey, this is Sora, and welcome to the Temple of the Jade Serpent, the first dungeon you'll encounter while leveling from 85 to 90 in the Jade Forest. Within the temple are 4 bosses: the Wise Mari, the Library event, Liu Flameheart, and the Sha of Doubt. Just to note that this was recorded during early beta testing, and if significant changes are made to the instance, this video will be updated. Let's start with the Wise Mari. On your way to him through the left wing, you'll need to fight through corrupted living water, which spawns corrupted droplets when killed and leaves behind a pool of Sha residue that will damage anyone standing within it. The droplets can be pretty hard to see within the Sha residue, so it may be a good idea to make sure that you have nameplates showing. Once you leave the hallway, you'll come upon the Wise Mari standing in the middle of a corrupted water fountain. For this fight, remember, don't stand in the water. Standing in the water will continuously afflict you with shadow damage. This boss has 2 phases. For the first, he will shield himself with a water bubble and will be immune to attacks. Instead, you'll need to take care of the water elementals that he summons. Periodically, he will also cast Hydro Lance, which will cause the corrupted water to attack players, damaging them as it ripples and explodes. He will also summon Corrupt Living Water from one of the 4 smaller water fountains. These are easily dispatched, however when they die, they split into 4 corrupt droplets that need to be AoE'd, and leaves behind a Sha residue which does damage to anyone standing within it. Once 4 corrupt living waters are killed, phase 2 begins. Wise Mari's bubble will burst, doing damage and knocking back players within 5 yards. Once his bubble is down, he's no longer immune and can be attacked. However, you'll need to be on the move because he will rotate in a circle and channel an endless spout of water in front of him that does about 60k damage and knocking back all players. There are a couple ways that you can deal with this. First, you can try damaging him on the move, pausing periodically for abilities with a cast time and then moving again when the spout comes close. This will take a little longer, and odds are people will accidentally step into the water, fall off an edge, or not stay ahead of the spout. Alternatively, you can stack your ranged and a healer with their back to a wall, burn him down, and heal through the pain. We found the latter to be much quicker, but this will depend on your party composition and healer. The spout cannot be line of sighted, however you can get around it quicker with abilities like Blink or Teleport. The right wing will lead you through some easy and amusing trash. Haunting Sha are ever present, as well as the 2 jugglers, the talking fish, the songbird queen, the nodding tiger, golden beetle, and crybaby Hosen, references to Chinese New Year folktales. At the bottom of the stairs, you'll find what looks like a magic carpet, but is actually a corrupted scroll that needs to be destroyed. Once the scroll is destroyed, you'll be presented with one of 2 possible encounters. The first is the Trial of the Young Gull, which consists of 2 mobs called Strife and Anger that you'll need to attack alongside a warrior NPC. Whenever you attack Strife or Anger, you feed them, causing damage to all and increasing its damage dealt by 10% per stack of intensity. Once it reaches 10 stacks, it becomes immune with a bubble around it for 15 seconds. When you stop attacking Strife or Anger, they starve and weaken, reducing the amount of damage they do by 10% per stack of dissipation. You begin the fight by attacking one and stopping before it reaches 10 stacks of intensity, then switching to the other, allowing intensity to fall off. The higher the stacks, the more damage there is. A lot of damage can go out. If you run into trouble, you can try focusing on only one until they reach 10 stacks, then stop DPSing altogether and wait for the stacks to drop off before resuming on the same mob. Once one is dead, then you can switch over to the other. This will draw the fight out longer, but it will be easier to heal through. So far in the beta, we found that dots do not add stacks, however pet attacks do. Stacks also build very quickly, so don't expect to be able to pull off a full opening rotation or use finishers. I mostly focused on using burst damage. The second possible encounter in the Library event is the Champion of the 5 Suns. Sunfire rays burn random players for about 10k fire damage. The suns die pretty quickly, and when they do, a Haunting Sha will spawn, doing about 25k damage to their target. Zhao Sunseeker will mostly take care of the suns on his own, and you'll need to take care of the spawning Sha. Once the Haunting Sha are finished off, new Sha will manifest and rush to possess Zhao Sunseeker. While possessed, he shoots hellfire arrows randomly and rapidly at players that do about 30k fire damage. Burn him down before your healer gets overwhelmed and runs out of mana. Liu Flameheart can be found in the center of the temple. though you'll need to clear some trash first. This trash is fairly easy and can be AoE'd down. Once the trash is gone, Flameheart will spawn. She assaults players with 3 dragon martial arts attacks: Dragon Strike, Dragon Kick, and Dragon Wave. After an initial Dragon Strike, Liu will follow it up with a Dragon Kick that will damage all players within 8 yards of her. After the Dragon Kick, she does Dragon Wave, which causes 4 waves of fire around her to move out, much like Sophia's Smash from Ragnaros. Once she's at 70% health, her dragon attacks are upgraded to Jade Dragon Strike, Jade Dragon Kick, and Jade Dragon Wave. The strike now also absorbs up to 40k healing received by her target. The kick now includes a knockback, and the wave now leaves a trail of fire behind it that should be avoided. Once Liu is brought down to 30% health, she becomes invulnerable, and summons the spirit of Yu'lon to aid her in battle. Yu'lon breathes balls of fire at players, which are forewarned by pools of jade fire on the ground. Keep DPSing and dance around the various fire, and you should be golden. The final boss of this instance is the Sha of Doubt. This Sha tosses around shadow damage through Wither Will, which does 30k damage to 2 random players, and Touch of Nothingness that does 25k damage to nearby allies of the afflicted player. It is a magic effect that should be dispelled. Periodically, the Sha of Doubt will summon shadowy versions of players to come forward and attack. If they are not killed by the time their purple shadow bar reaches 100%, they will explode, each doing 25k shadow damage to all, and healing the Sha for 10% of its health. It's easiest to round them all up and AoE them down. And that pretty much wraps up the Temple of the Jade Serpent. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and watch our stream on The Fiend Live. Thanks for watching and have a great day.